Hey everybody, glad to have you here with us for another Bullring presented by Five Star Race Car Bodies. I'm Alan Dietz along with Jess Ballard, and Jess, you look nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to be here too, and we're going to have a lot of great guests today. Jake Finch won the Talladega ARCA race a few weeks ago. Had some really good runs on the Gulf Coast this past weekend. Jesse Switser got the ACT win at Oxford. Todd Gilliland's going to join us. Andy Jankowiak about ROC Modifieds, and Zach Evans.
Zach Evans. I'm so excited about that one.
Yeah, we're going to have Zach. I don't know if you saw last week or not, but of course, we're going to have the Celebration of America 300 at Oxford Plains on Racing America. That'll be a midweek show Tuesday and Wednesday, July 2nd through 3rd. $40,000 to win.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Huge race.
Kyle Busch, Daniel Hemrick, and Bubba Pollard all on the entry list.
Just got bigger.
It just got a lot bigger.
And I love a midweek race because you can, I don't know, it's just like something fun.
Yeah.
Spice up the week.
Yeah, and $40,000 could make it real spicy. Kyle Busch, former winner of the Oxford 250, two-time Cup Series champion. Daniel Hemrick, a lot of past South wins. He ran in the Oxford 252, and of course Bubba Pollard, who won the Oxford 250 a few years ago, and everything else except that race in December in Florida.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's going to be exciting, and we'll have a lot more about that coming up here on Racing America as we get closer. But we're going to take our first break here of the afternoon. When we come back, we'll talk to Jake Finch.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
The Stars will be out at Oxford Plains Speedway July 2nd and 3rd, going for $40,000 to win in the All That's Metal Celebration of America 300. NASCAR champions Kyle Busch and Daniel Hemrick, along with short track legend Bubba Pollard, take on North America's best in a 300-lap battle. Plus, New England Super Modifieds going for $10,000 to win and more. It's the Celebration of America 300, July 2nd and 3rd at Oxford Plains Speedway, and you can see it only on Racing America.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
I'm Tyler Reddick, and you're watching Racing America.
Glad to have you here with us today on the Bullring, and on the pole is a young man, Jess, who is turning quite a few heads. Not really a surprise to us, and that is Jake Finch, winner of the ARCA race at Talladega. And Jake, first off, thanks for being here with us this afternoon. And before we talk about this past weekend with the ASA race, put into perspective for me what getting that win at Talladega means to you, and even bigger than that, your dad and your family. Because I remember, back in the day, and again, the comparisons to Jeff Purvis, come along, but those Phoenix cars in ARCA would go down there and just seem like dominate at Daytona and Talladega. And I know that this was a Venturini car, but still a connection there to the past.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, like you said, and just super fun to be able to win that race and run up front, just like we did at Daytona, but just finish the job off. So I think it was super fun to be able to experience that with my friends and family, and it's definitely a day I don't plan on forgetting anytime soon.
Jake, we just love having you on the show. We were talking earlier about how you're just one of these drivers that when you're at the racetrack, you look like you're having a great time. You're
Or
happy to
working
be
out on
there.
Twitter.
Or working out on Twitter, whatever you're doing, like you're happy to be there. I'm just gonna say it. Some drivers they can
Be
seem like
robots.
a
Yeah.
bump on a log.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have so much fun with you. And I don't think we've spoken since you filled in for Alan down in Pensacola for the
Snowflake,
Snowflake
yeah.
broadcast. Did an amazing job. So anyway, everyone listening at home, give Jake a follow. He is so much fun. And it was so much fun to watch this huge win for you at Talladega. I mean, I feel like I hope you just feel on top of the world. And what are we looking forward to most? Because we're just kicking off 2024.
Yeah, it's felt like a full year already for me. Yeah, I think winning Talladega was super fun, and like you said, I try to have fun. I think I'm a super competitive person in whatever I do, and if I'm not, I want to go out there and I think winning is fun. I talked to Phil Parsons before Talladega, and he was like, man, just go out there and have a most importantly just have fun. And I said, Phil, winning is fun.
Yeah.
Running second sucks. Everything else sucks, and I want to leave when I do that. But winning is where you have fun, and so we did that, and I had plenty of fun. And a lot of people talked about my celebration and stuff, and I talked about this. I think it was some other podcast or as well or something, and I was like, yeah, like when I win or I want to enjoy it. I feel like some drivers, they win and they get out of the car like yippee, and they walk off and whatever, like try to hold it in. Like you never know when it can be your last win. And I like to, celebrate it. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that I put in during the week and throughout the past few years to get to that point. And I like to show my emotion. And I think that's what brings fans, not only the wrecks and the fights and all that stuff, but I think to have a driver that shows his passion and shows, a genuine reaction is kind of like what I try to do. So.
I don't know that the folks that watch the National Series, if they can get this, but I've got to think for you, the super late model runs you've had this year, you almost won the Rattler, you were inches away from winning Mobile, are just as big for you as this big track success because it is so tough with these super late models.
Yeah, I would say it's just as hard, if not harder, with these short tracks. I think the equipment is everybody has really nice stuff, whether you look at, 20th place, they have a nice Hamke or a Fury or whatever. I think everybody has pretty nice equipment. And if they're going to make the race, really. But I think that is such a big deal to run against Bubba and Stephen Nasse and finish second to William Byron and like those achievements I've had, and I think I've been at it for a while and I've had so many.
Is it last call or for you to get on your flight?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on this stuff, but anyways, no, just had a bunch of seconds, thirds, and top fives lately, and I just really want to bust one off. I feel like it's kind of definitely should have done a better job at Mobile of kind of running them up the hill and winning the race. Like I didn't want to wreck them, but I should have finished the job there, and I didn't. So we'll have another shot at it, hopefully.
What's next for you?
Yeah. Like you can hear over the speakers, I'm on the way to Charlotte to get ready for Kansas this weekend with Benarini and the number 20 team. So excited for that one, and if we could bust that one off, I'll definitely have a good time.
Well, good luck, bud. We're glad to see the success that you're having, and a lot of the short trackers are having, and the main thing is just keep having fun, and I think it'll show out there on the racetrack.
I appreciate it. Yeah, just trying to have fun and be me. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't want to be anybody different. So
nope. Well, don't miss your flight now. We're gonna let you go, okay?
I won't. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll see y'all guys. Y'all give me a call.
All right, definitely. That's Jake
guys.
Finch, winner at Talladega in the ARCA race, as we said. We come back, we'll talk to our winner at Oxford Plains this past weekend, Jesse Switzer.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
This is Racing America, the biggest stars.
I enjoyed it. I felt good out there. I would love to come here and race.
And the inside info.
This is the T-bar setup. This clips into the bottom of the cam lock.
The only fast channel powered by the NASCAR Cup team owners who know all about speed.
How am I even going to drive for 3.5 hours without having a radio in the car?
The most NASCAR team content anywhere. Climb on board.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
The American-Canadian Tour late models are back in Canada Saturday, May 18 for the Claude Leclerc 150 at Autodrome Chaudière. See the best short trackers from New England and Quebec as they make their return to Chaudière. It's the American-Canadian Tour late models at Autodrome Chaudière for the Claude Leclerc 150. Saturday, May 18, and you can see it only on Racing America.
Hi everybody, I'm DJ Shaw, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Five Star Race Car Bodies. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard, and our lucky dog this week. Well, he was unlucky a couple of weeks ago, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but this week.
Yes, our lucky dog is Jesse Switser, winner of the American-Canadian Tour at Oxford Plains this past weekend. Jesse, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem. How you doing, Alan?
I'm good, and I guess for the folks that don't know, before we talk about Oxford, let's talk about New Hampshire. So. It looked like you won the ACT race at New Hampshire. Afterwards, there was a disqualification due to something in the engine not being compliant. For the folks that don't know, if you could explain that to us and what the issue was, and beyond that, what made you say, "Hey, I'm gonna stick with ACT and I'm going to Oxford and I'm not taking my ball and going home."
Yeah, so I mean, every year they take the top 3, or they take a random 3 engines from the top 5 from Loudon. So we expected that if we were to run well at Loudon, they're probably going to take our engine. It's we had no clue that our engine would not pass deck. So we had a great car. My guys gave me a great car. We could turn the bottom, get back to the gas early, and that's exactly what you needed at Loudon to win, and we did just that. So they took the engine, and they just dyno them. Well, ours was pretty good on the dyno, which we got a phone call saying that they were a little worried about the numbers on the dyno. It wasn't really unrealistic, but it was enough where they wanted to tear down into it. So actually, my crew chief and his father-in-law went down and witnessed the engine being dynoed and witnessed it being torn apart, where they found some extra work done in the heads. And that's really to the extent that I know, which obviously it really didn't matter at that point. ACT has a really strict engine rule, and unfortunately, we didn't pass. I bought the car with the engine in it. I bought the car from my crew chief now. He bought the car with the engine in it. We know the engine came out of Canada somewhere. It was sealed here in the U.S. By Redline Engine Performance, and they didn't build the engine, they just sealed it. So, I mean, lucky enough for us is Redline, Spencer up there, the owner of Redline, a stand-up individual. He got me a new engine that was legal, and we made it to Oxford. Our team was very determined. As long as we could get an engine in the car, we were going to go to Oxford and continue our plans to run the full tour as we had planned before Loudon, and that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, I feel like, especially in the beginning of the season, you know, sometimes you'll have these disqualifications that come as a surprise, or you know, you're not expecting them. And rather than hurting the momentum of a, you know, tight-knit team, I think we see it actually kind of gives you guys, you would have had the momentum, you know, already with that great finish, and then now it's almost you have a little bit of something to prove, and it gives you almost a little more kick heading into the next event. And it sounds like that's how you guys went into Oxford.
Yeah, absolutely. The easy way out would have been to leave the car on jack stands, pick and choose throughout the summer, select races. But definitely gave us more of a push to go up to Oxford, prove a point. You know, we went from a racetrack where horsepower does help you. I feel like we would have a respectable run. I feel like we could have had a top 3 run at Loudon with the engine that's in my car currently compared to the engine we went to Loudon with. But going to Oxford from Loudon is totally opposite on horsepower. You don't need horsepower at Oxford. You just need a car that will turn, keep the tires under you. And so that was a huge point to be proven for myself as a driver, but not my team, on what kind of a car they can give me to drive on race day. And we had Oxford circled on our schedule where we could have a good run anyway. Just because I do have experience there. We went up there last year. We finished 3rd, our only visit there last year. So that was already circled on the schedule to where we can run well and have a good day. And this all happened, you know, 2 weeks ago after Loudon, and we were just that much more motivated to go up there and try to win the race even more.
Well, Jesse, congratulations on the win and the positive attitude. More importantly, it's nice to see, and I think you're going to have more success this year. So thanks again for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate it, and hopefully we get to chat some more throughout the summer.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the highlights from Oxford and more after this.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
It's time for the Race of Champions to return to the Bullring, Wyoming County International Speedway, and a day full of short track racing excitement on the speedy third mile. Witness the Race of Champions Sportsman, Race of Champions Superstock Series, and 4-cylinder Dash Series. Set to do battle at the Bullring. Brought to you by the Race of Champions and the Bullring. Saturday, May 25th, the Bullring, Wyoming County International Speedway, racing at 6 p.m. You can't miss it.
Glad to have you back with us here on the Bullring, and just we had a ton of racing on Racing America this past weekend, from short tracks from east to west. A lot of great racing.
Yeah, for sure. I tried my absolute best to keep my eyes open for the Five Flags race. Not that it wasn't an exciting race, but man, on the East Coast time, it was hard. It was like past my bedtime.
Well, you know what's great?
What?
For anybody else that
I know.
fell asleep,
I can go back and rewatch.
or we can...
Or right now we can just go to the highlights.
Let's go to the highlights. Racing across America with the voices that called the action.
It's the road to the Snowball Derby. We're green at Five Flags Speedway.
Let's rock and roll with the Southern Super Series Blizzard Series.
Matt Craig has the advantage to the back straightaway. Dawson Sutton trying to find his place in line in front of the Canadian of Cole Butcher. Cole Butcher, remember, so dominant. In race number 1, he holds off Sutton for now. He holds on to second side by side at the stripe. Here comes Butcher. He quickly wants the lead. He dives to the inside of Matt Craig.
Butcher got to the inside. Craig was in the middle of the racetrack. Butcher goes in front of Craig.
Impressive start to this race. 74 laps remaining.
Three-time Nashville Fairgrounds Pro Late model.
Trouble! Oh my goodness! It's the leader! Cole Butcher has crashed, and caution is out.
What in the world? Dawson Sutton is going to stay right on the outside of Matt Craig. Maybe can he get in front of him on the back straightaway?
What a restart for Dawson Sutton as he digs in on the high side. Can he make it work through 3-4? He's going to clear Craig. No leader. Here comes Dawson Sutton.
Power move.
Got into 3 there, and he, I don't know exactly what happened after your replay, but he told me something broke, and kind of just sent us spinning and backed it up into the fence. So really tough night for us.
Dawson Sutton on that previous restart learned a lot, took advantage of it. Trouble, big crash, turn number, it's Bubba Pollard. Bubba Pollard is in the outside wall, along with the 13 of Sean Hignorani. Third caution of the evening. Watch for turn 3. Roderick setting him up. A little bit of struggle through 1 and 2. Nasi pulls away on the back straightaway. Roderick drives it in deep, but Stephen Nasi out of Pinellas Park, Florida, he's going to do it. He wins Blizzard Series race number 2.
Stephen Nasi going to bring him off of turn 4, and here we go.
Green flag is out. There they go, diving into turn 1. Stephen Nasi to the inside. Casey Roderick a little high in turn 1. That gives Conor Kresick a chance to jump up to second into turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Roderick got real high, and it lost him some ground on the racetrack to Stephen Nasi. And up into the second spot on that first lap.
Jake Finch to the inside to Dustin Smith now in turn 3. Jake Finch goes to P2 down the back straightaway and out of turn 4. He's looking to the outside. Stephen Nasi, who has slowed on the racetrack. Jake Finch to the lead. He's all over the bad bumper, Bill, and looks like he might have to put a little bit of a bumper to him to get him out of the way. You know Stephen Nasi's not going to move. He wants that payday, $15,000 if he can win it tonight. There you see it, bump to the back, he goes around. Stephen Nasi around, down the back straightaway, off the nose of Jeremy Doss.
They're so side by side, they are even. Stephen down the back as Butcher pulls ahead by a half a car length. Here comes Finch. Could they go 3 wide? That probably won't work.
Finch
no, Bubba Pollard
goes
spin.
Around. Pollard around turn 4, off the nose of Jake Finch, Bill.
But he's going to race Jake Finch. Remember, he's got a fast car on the outside. Down the back straightaway, Jake Finch on the inside by a half a car length to the third turn.
Conor Kresick all over the side of Jeremy Doss. Now they make contact. Doss around to turn 4. Nasi to the inside of Cole Butcher down the front straightaway. 2 sticks in the air from flagman Jake Finch. 2 more laps to go. As we see to the inside of Cole Butcher, Steven Nossi coming off of turn 2. Oh, he's around again down the back straightaway. He's facing the wrong way on the infield. We got another caution out. Jake Finch and Cole Butcher still neck and neck down the front straightaway and into turn 1. Michael Hine has a slight advantage over Jake Garcia in turns 1, and he takes away
Final lap,
position.
side by side down the back straightaway. Heading to turn 3, Jake Finch with the advantage. Outside is Cole Butcher. Off the 4th turn, side by side. At the strike.
Ready to rock and roll. Here they come. Off of 4, looking for the green, and they've got it. Green is out. Gabe Brown has finally found his way to the bottom of the racetrack. He leads through turns 1 and 2. You're in the way high side of the racetrack in the C race, so I mentioned that. Gabe Brown will lead. Lap number 1 off of turn 4. Lap 1 is down for Gabe Brown. Gabe Brown, last year's runner-up in the year-long standings, and Claude Leclerc is going around in car number 11. Claude Leclerc in car number 11 and the 39 of Mike Foster get together. 77, Brian Wall had raced his way into the top 10, but is now beginning to slide back as Bobby Pellin cuts down around him, and Bobby Pellin goes around. Remy Perreault, Brooks Clark, Marcel Gravel, and Ryan Morgan. Jonathan Bouvret pedals the 41 up the inside groove to the number 5 position. Brandon Barker now back to 6, and Caden Fisher gets crossed up. The youngster, Caden Fisher, brings it back under control, but Brian Wall goes around. Switser in the 25 to the inside for the lead. Jesse Switzer in the 25 is the leader. The skies have become angry at us again. Race is past the halfway mark, so if we're have to be stopped, it would be ruled official. Jesse Switzer is the leader.
Well, we said it was exciting.
Yeah, it was. And
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, the racing started at 9 p.m. and I just really made myself look very boring.
Yeah, I know. She's not even 30 and going to bed at 9 o'clock on a Friday night. Sounds like a bunch of fun, I can assure you. Well, when we come back, we are going to have a car unveiling of sorts. Todd Gilliland is going to join us to show us his throwback scheme from Darlington when we come back.
The UARA Super Late Models make their first trip to New River All-American Speedway Saturday night, June 1st in the Carolina 125. Come see the best super late models in the country as they hit the coast for $10,000 to win as part of the UARA National Series. It's the Carolina 125, Saturday night, June 1st at New River All-American Speedway. For more information, go to UARA National on Facebook. Catch it only on RacingAmerica.tv.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
It's been a good season. I don't know how else to explain it. To be in 5 victory lanes in the first, I don't know what race is this, 11 or 12 or something. So
11.
Yeah, I mean, half of them we've been in victory lane, and the other ones, I've been right there with a shot to win them. So it feels good in the groove right now for sure, and certainly feel like you want to celebrate these, right? Because you just never know if it's your last or anything like that. But I'm just so focused this season on getting a lot of wins and trying to move that tally up as high as I can. So certainly happy for the team last week. That kind of set in on Monday, Tuesday. Sunday it's very, very hard to just flip a switch and be bummed about your day, and then all of a sudden, okay, be excited. It is just a little different. It is different when you win it yourself versus when you're a car owner. It just feels different. But certainly we've been on a good run.
Well, those were Denny Hamlin's comments after his win at Dover on Sunday. And as the road to the Cup continues, it'll go to Kansas this weekend and then to Throwback Weekend at Darlington. Mother's Day weekend. Joining us now for a Racing America exclusive is Todd Gilliland. Todd, thanks for joining us today, and a pretty special throwback scheme for you at Darlington. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I'm definitely super excited about it. I've gone to Darlington a lot of times and haven't had a throwback at all. So definitely excited to be a part of it this year. And yeah, it's a throwback to my first Cars Tour late model paint scheme. It was actually the first ever actual Cars Tour race. I know they'd been around for a while, but it's crazy to see, first off what that series has done and really taken off. But yeah, it's a simple, mostly white paint scheme, and just definitely it's a lot of good memories and a fun throwback. To like I said, my own late model. I guess we're coming up on 10 years ago. It's crazy. Time flies.
It is crazy. And you know what, Jess, is even better about this paint scheme is that Todd is actually going along with the theme that NASCAR asked the teams to do, which was throwback to short track stuff.
Yeah.
Which not all of them did.
I was going to say and we of course saw that, but it is different than what you typically see from the teams, which is a throwback to maybe one of the teams, the Cup teams, past races. So this is so cool, and so cool because of the current climate of short track racing. The Cars Tour has just exploded over the last few years. So it's just, the perfect time. And I'm sure that you are just so looking forward to this paint scheme.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really cool. Obviously looking back at pictures and stuff of, that win or memories for sure. But yeah, just to see the car again, like my name is kind of in a different font than, what I run now. And, the numbers are much different than, what Front Row normally runs. And definitely, yeah, it's just really cool. Like you said, it brings back a lot of memories. Like you said too, that the Cars Tours is such a, super competitive series. And like you said, they've blown up so much that, it's a good time to kind of spotlight that also. And like you said, I'm excited to see kind of what other people end up doing for their paint schemes. I obviously love short track racing. It's where I grew up, and like I said, just really cool to think about the memories, go through old pictures. Like I said, we were able to win in this car, and I didn't have many late model wins around that time. So definitely this was a big one for me when I was growing up.
Well, I know it was last year, maybe the year before, Ryan Blaney did one to throw back to his super late model, which I thought was cool because I'd announced a bunch of those past South races that he had run, and that brought back some memories. Now, let's talk about this year. I know we talked to Michael last week, your teammate Michael McDowell, and I know you guys don't have the finishes that you want, but the performance on both cars this year is almost night and day, where it's not just restrictor plate tracks or just road courses. It seems like you guys are good wherever you're going this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just really cool to still be a part of this process at Front Row Motorsports. It's definitely got a smaller team feel, more of a family feel. But man, the everyone here works so hard. All the men and women just really do the most. I feel like of a lot of people out there. really digging in and getting everything done. So yeah, like you said, even when we go to a super speedway this year, right? Michael's got 2 poles, been on the front row for every single one. Our cars have been much faster, and that's tough to do. It doesn't matter where you are. Everyone is building really fast cars. All the detail work is really solid and really cool to see. And yeah, like you said, it's just continues to get harder and harder. This series is never lets up whatsoever. I think the competition is just getting harder and harder every year. But yeah, it's a really good feeling. For me, I feel like I've learned and definitely got a lot better over the last couple of years of just learning my competitors and what the competition is going to be like in the Cup Series. And yeah, now that I feel like I can bring a little bit more to the table, and our cars are getting much better also. It's definitely helping us, and like you said, the finishes definitely have not been great. We've had got caught up in some wrecks, made a few mistakes here and there, just not been our best at the right times. But it's definitely exciting to see the speed that we have, and just how competitive that we can actually be week in and week out.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to continue, and we look forward to seeing it. Todd, congratulations on the success that you guys have had this year. Car looks great, and I can't wait to see it on track at Darlington. Thanks again.
Awesome. Yep, great talking to you guys.
All right, that's Todd Gilliland with that Cars Tour throwback going to Darlington next weekend. We come back, we're going to keep that theme, Jess. Zach Evans is going to join us to talk about short trackers on the big stage. That'll be next.
The Show Me the Money Pro Late Models return to Montgomery Motor Speedway Saturday, May 25th. Come see the best pro late models in the country compete in the Spring Explosion 100. Plus, you'll also see action for the late model sportsmen, street stocks, road runners, and pure stocks. It's the Spring Explosion 100, Saturday, May 25th at Montgomery Motor Speedway. For more information, go to montgomerymotorspeedway.org. It's all only on RacingAmerica.tv, your new home for racing.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Wiscasset Speedway, Sunday, May 26th for the Coastal 200, presented by Colebrook Trailers, GT Overhead Door, and CLH & Son. Late models go for 200 green flag laps and $10,000 to win, along with modifieds, strictly streets, and legends. Kick off your Memorial Day celebration in style at Wiscasset Speedway, Sunday, May 26th for the Coastal 200. Racing starts at 2, and you can see it only on Racing America.
I'm Mike McDowell, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, we're glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring, and Jess and I are glad to have Zach Evans joining us now. And Zach, basically, we just wanted to let folks that don't get to see you nearly as much know that you still work for us.
This came highly requested by the ladies.
Those are two very different reactions. You said people don't even know I exist. You said I'm highly requested. One of y'all is lying. I don't know which one.
Sorry, we didn't talk about this before the segment started.
It's me. People know, they get to read your work all the time here on Racing America, so they know that you're still here. And that's actually one of the reasons I wanted to have you on today. And it's weird because it's actually an article that Toby Christie wrote this past weekend, but it's in our wheelhouse with the short tracks and stuff. So was talking about the success that you see, like Carson Quapple all but won the Xfinity race at Dover, and how well Bubba Pollard ran at Richmond.
Yep.
Then I would throw Jake Finch in with the way he's ran this year.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? Because to me, it would seem like these are hard jumps, but it hasn't seemed like that was the case.
I think it's a couple of things. For one, this is the first time in a while where we've seen these caliber of short track drivers get really quality opportunities in these series. That I mean, you see lots of guys, you know, they'll maybe get a few rides with let's say a 15th to 25th place team. No, this is, you know, Bubba Pollard was with Junior Motorsports, Carson Quapple obviously with Junior Motorsports. Brendan Queen's got a pretty good shot coming up at Wilkesboro with the Truck Series. Yep. You know, and I think that makes a world of difference, but still those guys have to go out there and perform, and certainly they're stepping up to the occasion when they're getting these opportunities.
And Jess, I think that's one of the best things about that 88 car that Dale Jr. has is he genuinely loves short track racing. And if people didn't realize that before the Cars Tour, I mean, he has, and he is doing exactly what you would want a guy of that stature to do with some influence. Is he's taking his means and letting guys from the short track ranks. I know what you're thinking.
I know. Can you see the look on my face? This is a hot button topic for me.
It's like, hey, Junior, Travis Braden.
But you're exactly correct. I see all the time, of course, these are not articles that you're writing, Zach, but I see articles all the time or posts where it's saying a short track racer or just a driver in general is being given a shot or given an opportunity. And let's be real, they were not called and just put in that seat. You know, there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes.
They're not bringing money.
This 88 car, like you're saying, is truly what, and it's hard to make something like that work, but it's truly what we want the story to be. It really is what it seems to be. And we talk about this with driver development programs and how, you know, what those are, but that really is what we want it to be. And I have, of course, been asking myself, like you said, we've seen it a lot this season, what has been why is it different now where there truly are some opportunity? There are a few situations going on here this season where drivers truly are being given opportunities. And what's the difference now?
I feel like, and I could be wrong, I'll be completely honest, this could be some of my late model stock bias showing here.
Of course.
I feel like a flashpoint was Josh Berry getting the shot in the Xfinity car for just those few races when they put together the deal where he shared the car with Sam Mayer, and then he goes out, wins a couple of races, and it's like, oh, wait a second. This actually
Preece,
works.
I would put
Ryan Preece, sure. And
he had that opportunity with Gibbs and made it pay off.
Right. And I mean, I think you're going to start seeing more and more of that. Obviously, it's not going to swing all the way to the other end of the spectrum because racing costs money.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, whether you like it or you don't like it, there will always be that aspect of it that has to be accounted for. But I think you're going to start seeing more and more of these guys get a shot because it is working out when somebody like a Josh Berry or a Corey Heim this past week at Dover, what have you. Carson Hocevar last year, I think, exceeded everyone's expectations when he found himself in that Cup ride to close out the year.
Including himself.
Maybe. You know? So, you know, I just think the more and more you see more of these success stories, the more these teams are going to have to say, maybe we got to look in this direction a little more.
And in that vein, this is a great segue to our next guest, Andy Jankowiak, of course, modified racer. He's going to be at Kansas this weekend in the ARCA Series race, and he will join us after this. Thanks again, Zach, for being with us.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. live short track racing, exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
This is Racing America, the biggest stars.
I enjoyed it. I felt good out there. I would love to come here and race.
And the inside info.
This is the T-bar setup. This clips into the bottom of the cam lock.
The only fast channel powered by the NASCAR Cup team owners who know all about speed.
How am I even going to drive for 3.5 hours without having a radio in the car?
The most NASCAR team content anywhere. Climb on board.
It's time for the Race of Champions to return to the Bullring, Wyoming County International Speedway, and a day full of short track racing excitement on the speedy third mile. Witness the Race of Champions Sportsman, Race of Champions Superstock Series, and 4-cylinder Dash Series, set to do battle at the Bullring. Brought to you by the Race of Champions and the Bullring. Saturday, May 25th, the Bullring, Wyoming County International Speedway, racing at 6 p.m. You can't miss it.
Well, of course, one of the races you'll be able to see here coming up on Racing America Mother's Day weekend will be the ROC Modifieds up at Chemung, and one of the drivers that plans on being there is Andy Jankowiak, and glad to have Andy here with us. And first off, Andy, can I just say, how frustrated do you get with people that can't pronounce your last name or where you're from? Because when I look at Jankowiak in Tonawanda, phonetically, they look the way they sound.
Yeah, no, it's something with the Polish for sure. You just got to be patient with it. It's all right there for you. It's
Right.
not lying to you, but I think everyone's in a hurry and to get to the end of it, and they for some reason they like to make up vowels and it is what it is. It's been going on for a while. You get used to it, so it makes for some fun stories. So I got to meet my buddy Wesley Outland over there because he was kind of hammering it up during one of those smart races back in the day, and I had to go confront him, and then now we're good friends. So you just never.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm sorry, Alan. Not everyone can be as phonetically inclined as you.
I know. I sound so smart whenever I speak.
Yeah. Anyways, well, speaking of, I've never been to, and now I'm going to say this wrong. Is it Chemung? Chemung. Okay. Yeah. So not to make myself now look stupid. I've never been to this racetrack. Tell us what this track is like.
And that about next weekend too, because I know it's not just Chemung for you.
Yeah, no, we got a lot going on. I'm flying out to Kansas for a busy ARCA weekend first before any of this goes on for sure. But so Chemung, originally it was owned by the Bodine family back in the day. So used to be a really small track. I believe the old track is kind of now the pit road. So they brought it back to life around the year 2000, I think. And they basically added a larger track kind of around the outside. And it's sort of like I tell people it's sort of like a backwards version of what happened to Darlington. So not a lot of people know that the reason Darlington is so narrow is because that wasn't supposed to be the racetrack. It was actually supposed to be, they're supposed to race around the bottom. And the idea was they built a little bit of banking to slow the car down before it hit the wall. And so basically, they went to the race and someone drove up around that and that became the racetrack. So that's how Darlington kind of became the way it became. Chemung's kind of the opposite. So with Chemung, there's this whole big racetrack going around the outside with some banking, and we drive around on the rumble strips in the infield trying to get around that place. So it makes for a pretty wild racetrack on both ends. You just about clip the pit wall, trying to go into the corner, and you're underneath rumble strips, and you're mowing grass. And the other part about that is like, especially coming off of 4, to climb back out of that low part of the racetrack, you end up climbing a pretty big hill over there. So what that turns into is some pretty good side-by-side racing, because if you don't go all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, you don't have to climb the hill. So the guy on the outside will get a pretty good run off the top coming off a 4, and kind of can sustain an outside line there. So it makes for some good two-groove racing. It's definitely a tricky track. It's a track where you gotta discipline yourself a little bit, keep the rear tires under it, and make sure you got something for the end. So it's definitely a driver's racetrack, but it's a lot of fun. We go there 2-3 times a year, and we're lucky to be going back again this year, and always look forward to Chemung.
And you can see Chemung and all the other ROC modified races here on Racing America this year. Before we let you go, I do want to ask you about the ARCA team. You from where it started out to where it is now, and you're more of what a traditional ARCA driver was like, that didn't have the cup ties or the cup connections and all those sorts of things. And slowly but surely you've keep chipping away at it, and I know you got to feel like a win's coming here pretty soon.
Yeah, no, it's we're we're a very small team with Class Motorsports, and this is our second year together doing this. But the whole philosophy behind the team, and our team owner Kevin LaPierre kind of saw this early on when we were just running ARCA races for fun. When I was kind of doing it, was I had a really good crew chief with Mike Dayton, and had a really good helper with Andy Seiss, and what Kevin saw was just a really good group of people, and kind of that was something that was worth investing to. So he created this race team, and put all the pieces in place. And what I tell people is, yeah, we're a small race team, but we have cup level experience with Andy and Mike helping us, and certainly TJ Majors spotting for us. And the resources that we're pulling from are pretty awesome, and that's where we make up a bunch of the gap to where we maybe don't have all the the big notebook and all the R&D that goes into some of the other teams. But we got smart guys working on them, and we go to the racetrack pretty close, and I feel like we are getting closer. We go to the racetrack a little smarter each time than the last time we were there, and we are starting to build that notebook up a little bit. And certainly, I'm learning a lot as a driver, and working with TJ and on the side draft and stuff. And Andy Seiss has always been really good at kind of pushing me to work on myself and be a little bit better. And it's just a total team effort, top to bottom, and I think the results are showing. It is a little frustrating at times to feel like we keep getting into pretty good positions to have, if not wins, good runs. And then we probably let, 2, maybe 3 top 5s slip away this year, just with some bad luck. So it can be a little frustrating to not have that result to kind of look back on. But at the same time, it makes us all a little hungrier to kind of keep going and keep making this work.
Well, I think one of the ultimate compliments for a guy like you is you're a throwback racer, and it's intended as a compliment. And we want to see you get that ARCA win. Look forward to seeing you a lot more on Racing America this year. Good luck, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Can't wait to get back on the Race of Champions tour there with Chemung. So it's been keeping an eye on it with Mahoning, and it was a bummer missing that one, but certainly it's going to be an exciting year with that deal, and we're going to join as many of them as we can.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend in Kansas.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That's Andy Jankowiak. When we come back, we'll tell you what you see around the corner here on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, Manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
It's the season opener at Spencer Speedway. Friday, May 31st, the Race of Champions Sportsman Modified Series returns to their stomping grounds at Spencer Speedway in Williamson, New York. Come see the Race of Champions Sportsman Modified, Super Stocks, 602 Sportsman, Fast and Furious Wilbur Chew Pullet 4-cylinders, and the Wilbur Chew Pullet Super 6s, where every lap counts. Brought to you by the Race of Champions, Wilbur Chew Pullet, and Billy Whitaker Ford. Friday night, May 31st, Spencer Speedway, racing at 7:15. You can't miss it.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
I'm Ty Majeski, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, it's been a good show, a great show so far, I would say, right?
Depends on who you ask, yeah.
Yeah, depends on who you ask. But maybe we've never had a great.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Well, I want to thank 5-Star Race Car Bodies for being with us again. And as we go around the corner, Jess, we got a lot of great racing action. Of course, with the show being every other week, I want to tell you about this weekend and next weekend. This weekend, you catch the JEG CRA All-Stars at Anderson Speedway in Indiana. We had them from Berlin this past weekend. Mm-hmm. And on Sunday, hopefully, the weather will cooperate at Oxford Plains Speedway, and they can get the Oxford Championship Series race in. We were talking about it, Zach and I, before the show, and if you watched this weekend, you were probably like, wow, I never realized there was a lake in turns 3 and 4 at Oxford. Well,
there's a new lake?
Yeah, there's not supposed to be one there, so they've had a ton of water, and hopefully that won't be an issue this weekend. Then Mother's Day weekend, we have got a lot of races. Friday night, May the 10th, Mods of Mayhem will be at Five Flags Speedway down in Florida. Friday and Saturday racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The quarter-mile divisions on Friday night, which are always exciting.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
They're small like you. Well, the track is.
Yes.
Not the drivers necessarily.
Probably about the same size.
The cars aren't, and that's why they have a problem. As I said, pro late models, they'll be at Nashville on Saturday night. Then also on Saturday night, must-see racing sprint cars, their second race of the season. That'll be at Sandusky Speedway up in Ohio, back in your neck of the woods.
OH.
That's right. I-O.
They got me back there.
Oh, yeah. ROC Modifieds, they will be at Chemung Speedway or Speedrome or something speed up in New York. Andy Jankowiak, who we just had on, he'll be there. Pro Late Models will be back at Mobile International Speedway in Alabama. CRA Late Model Sportsman at Owasso Speedway in Michigan. And the Oxford Plains Oxford Championship Series on Saturday. So it's going to be a great weekend to sit back with your mom and watch some great short track racing.
I was just going to say, what a great gift. My mother's going to be thrilled about all this racing.
Yeah, and your little, what's your furball's name?
Oh, Gus.
Yeah, so you can celebrate Mother's Day with
Fur
Gus.
Mamas too. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
right.
exactly what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Travis will be at one of these races, and we'll be by ourselves.
And you'll probably be asleep at 9 o'clock, so it won't really matter, right?
True, yeah.
Yeah. Tell you, she's not nearly as fun as she looks. 9 o'clock Friday night, forget about it. All right, you think we should wrap it up when we come back?
On that note, yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up after this.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, Manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
The Show Me the Money Pro Late Models return to Montgomery Motor Speedway Saturday, May 25th. Come see the best pro late models in the country compete in the Spring Explosion 100. Plus, you'll also see action for the late model sportsmen, street stocks, road runners, and pure stocks. It's the Spring Explosion 100, Saturday, May 25th at Montgomery Motor Speedway. For more information, go to montgomerymotorspeedway.org. It's all only on RacingAmerica.tv, your new home for racing.
Well, the white flag is out on another Bullring. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. And because I always forget, I'm going to look at it. Jake Finch, Jesse Switser, Todd Gilliland, of course, Zach Evans. Who could forget him? And Andy,
Not me.
You know, Andy Jankowiak. We appreciate all those folks joining us. Don't forget, on connected devices, Roku, LG TVs, Tubi, Sling. Check out the Racing America 24/7 channel. 24/7. You never know when you'll see Jess Ballard. It could be at
I
2
never
o'clock
know.
in the morning.
I sometimes I give myself a jump scare, like, oh,
Like, whoa,
Who's
where am
that?
I? Am I here or there?
because I do leave it on for Gus.
Well, I'm sure it makes him feel good. Well, for Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dean saying so long. Check out the races here on Racing America this weekend and next. And we'll see you next time on the Bullring.